It all comes down to this. The final event for the individuals at the CrossFit German Throwdown will decide who heads to Madison, Wisconsin, 5 men and women, advancing to the 2021 Noble CrossFit Games. Thanks for being with us, everybody. Sean Woodland and Annie Sakamoto inside the studio. Men's overall standings after 5 events. Lazar Dukic and Jonne Koski have both mathematically clinched. Giorgis Karavis is the last man in heading into the final event. He had a 13-point lead over Andre Houdet. Event number 6 is a sprint. It is Grettel. We saw this one at the Mid-Atlantic CrossFit Challenge. 3 clean and jerks and 3 bar facing burpees, 10 rounds for time, 135 pounds on the bar for the men. Jonne Koski didn't need to crush this event in order to keep himself inside the top 5, but decided to do it anyway. 2:18, he wins it.
Well, and I think for Jonne Koski, although he didn't need to crush it to stay within the top 5, he wanted to, because this was his chance to regain that first place position and win the CrossFit German Throwdown. And that is exactly what he did. You couldn't have ordered up a better event for him to finish on. Not a very heavy barbell. He's short. It's a fast event. It was perfect for Jonne.
Lazar Dukic, meanwhile, finishes 9th, but does enough to keep himself inside the top 5.
Right. On the other hand, this was not the event that Lazar wanted to see come up when it meant holding on to that first place finish versus Jonne. But like you said, Sean, he did enough, 9th place, to hold on to not just a qualifying spot, but 2nd place. He had a great, consistent weekend overall.
The men in spots 3 through 8 in the overall standings will be in our featured matchup. Brandon Domain and Jamie Hagia have the call, and they begin with the box assignments presented by CBD-MD.
Keeping an eye on our bubble athletes here in this virtual heat of 6. Entering this event, 3rd place, Alex Kotoulas will be in the top left. 4th place, Luka Dukic will be in the top middle, top right. Giorgos Karavis, current bubble athlete. Andre Houdet will be the first athlete out in 6th. Fabian Beneito in 7th. Elliot Simmonds, first one out of the last chance qualifier, in 8th. He will be on the bottom right, and away we go. This is going to be fast. Grettel, 10 rounds, 3 clean and jerks, 3 bar facing burpees. Jamie, how would you attack this one?
Buckle up and hold on tight, because this is going to go very, very fast. These guys right away picked up their barbells. You're clean and jerking as quick as you can, putting that down, and then doing your bar facing burpees. So it has to be a fast pace, because it's only for 10 rounds, and the matter of seconds is going to cost you a chance to go to the games or not.
Early pace is 13 seconds a round for Andre Houdet, who is already on to round number 3. They're all on to round number 3. Houdet is actually beating the barbell to the ground to start that first burpee. Unreal pace for these athletes, as we're now on to round number 4 already.
They're all going touch and go right now for those 3 reps of their clean and jerks, but we'll see if the leg, that lactic acid, is going to burn up in their legs, and see if they can hold on to those touch and go in the later rounds.
Into round 5 at 55 seconds for Andre Houdet, who is the leader here in this one. But I say leader, they're all about 4 or 5 seconds apart from each other. Unbelievable race we have. They know that they were around that cut line or in contention for a game spot, or at least the last chance qualifier spot. It is incredibly close as they attack this workout. And Houdet is continuing a blistering pace, already onto the burpees in round number 6. Karavis is not far behind, nor is Dukic. Fabian Beneito also in this race. This is unbelievable.
This is so fast. You see them staying super low on their burpees because they need to stay as quick and low to the ground as they can.
Andre Houdet, and just think about this. This is 30 clean and jerks, 30 bar facing burpees. This is Grace with 30 bar facing burpees, and they're at a pace that could be beating 3 minutes with ease, as Andre Houdet continuing to lead the way here in this heat of 6. Remember, he's the first athlete out of a games qualifying spot. He enters this in 6th, but he was not far behind, 13 points behind Giorgos Karavis, who currently is the 5th and final games qualifying athlete as we start event number 6. Andre Houdet is through on round number 9 and on to round 10. He might be finding himself moving his way into a games qualifying position. There are 3 clean and jerks, 3 bar facing burpees remain, and he continues to hold the lead. Andre Houdet is going to be in at 2:29, and he might find himself going to Madison. Next finisher is going to be very important. It's Fabian Beneito in at 2:37, 2:40 for both Luka Dukic and Giorgos Karavis. Alex Kotoulas trying to hang on to one of those qualifying spots. He's in at 2:49. Elliot Simmonds at 2:51. Unbelievable pace, and now the wait is on to see who will be going to Madison for the 2021 Noble CrossFit Games. Andre Houdet takes the heat at 2:29.
It was a 3-horse race for only 2 qualifying spots in Germany, with Andre Houdet, Fabian Beneito, and Giorgis Karavis racing through Grettel. At the halfway mark, Houdet already had a 5+ second lead, with Karavis in second. At 8 rounds in, Beneito starts to gain ground as both Houdet and Karavis start to slow. Houdet holds on to secure himself the first spot, and Beneito passes Karavis for the event, but the Greek does just enough to finish in a tie for 6th, hold on to the final spot by just 1 second.
Andre Houdet finishes second behind Jonne Koski, gets 96 points, and those were gigantic. Beneito in a Lawson tie at 2:37, and then Dami Martinez at 2:38, rounding out the top 5. Overall standings, top 2, Koski and Dukic, they had clinched. Luka Dukic is now in 3rd. Andre Houdet, courtesy of that 2nd place finish, goes from 6th to 4th, and it's Giorgis Karavis by 4 points over Fabian Beneito. Karavis going to the CrossFit Games, and he spoke with Derek Forrest.
So Giorgis, a lot of refreshing the leaderboard page, but it looks like you end up in a top 5 position. It's the first time you qualify for the games. How does it feel?
Yes. First time. I was so nervous before the results. I did refresh the leaderboard over 100 times in the last hour. I was freezed when I saw the results, but now it's really amazing. I'm very happy. I worked hard many years for that ticket, and now I want to work harder to improve my weaknesses, like legless rope climbs.
Special moment for Giorgis Karavis, and a very special moment for the Dukic brothers going to the CrossFit Games. They're in 2nd and 3rd overall in the semifinal.
Right, we've seen a lot of siblings end up at the games together, but it's important to note that the Dukic brothers are the first non-American siblings to qualify for the same games as individuals, so congratulations to them.
One event remains for the women. Here are the overall standings after 5 events. Kristin Holte and Jacqueline Dahlstrom, they are in. They have clinched mathematically. Spots 3 through 6, though, are all up for grabs. Davidsdottir, Emilia, and Sam Briggs in those final spots that go to the CrossFit Games. Kristin Holte, she dominated this semifinal. Gets her 4th win.
Yeah, I mean, even though Kristin Holte has already qualified for the games as a master, you know, she seems to still be getting better as an individual at this point. She was 2nd, she was on the podium in 2019. Obviously, she just missed qualifying last year, but she seems to really still be on the rise, Sean. She's not flashy, but she is just always so consistent, and I really think that she needs to be in our conversation for the podium again this year.
And how about Jacqueline Dahlstrom? I don't think a lot of people saw this coming. 4th place in event number 6.
It was such a great battle between both of these Norwegian women all weekend. And, you know, she's a 1-time games athlete, a 2-time sanctional winner. And it's really important to note with Jacqueline that she had no finishes outside of 4th the entire weekend. So I think there's a lot of promise for both of these Norwegian ladies. And it was a really fun event to watch them battle back and forth.
The women in the 3rd through 8 spots in the overall leaderboard will be in our featured matchup. Brandon Domain and Jamie Hagia have the call, and they begin with the box assignments presented by CBDMD.
Time to decide some game spots, as we got 6 of the athletes that are potentially going to make their way to Madison here in this virtual heat. Currently in are Katrin, Davidsdottir, Emilia, and Sam Briggs on the top line. They're in 3rd, 4th, and 5th respectively. Just outside a qualifying spot, but currently in the last chance qualifier, Emilia Leppänen and Evie Hollis. Just outside of the last chance qualifier, Oihana Moya, and it's 10 rounds of 3 clean and jerks, 3 bar-facing burpees in a very quick event to decide who will be going to the 2021 Noble CrossFit Games. Jamie, what are you looking for in this one?
This is going to be lightning fast. You see them all picking up those barbells, like making it look like it's an empty barbell. They're going touch and go for all 3 reps. They're going to throw that bar down, get their body immediately down to the ground and jump over that bar for 3 bar-facing burpees.
Saw just 12 seconds on round number 1 for Katrin Davidsdottir, but it was about 13 seconds for Leppänen, Hollis, Moya, and Tal, as everybody all within a couple of seconds of each other here in this lightning fast event. And Davidsdottir continuing to lead just ahead of the 3 athletes that are trying to find one of those 5 tickets to Madison.
And there is nowhere to hide in this workout. It is all foot on the gas pedal. You gotta go, go, go. It's gonna burn, but you know that this is your chance to punch your ticket to go to the CrossFit Games.
1 minute in, we get into the 5th round already here as Davidsdottir continuing to lead over Leppänen, Hollis, Moya, Tal, Briggs, ringing up the rear of the field here in the 6th position in our virtual heat.
These women moving at an extremely fast pace. They know that they have to. There is no, save some in the tank for later. This is 10 fast rounds.
Davidsdottir on to round number 7, just ahead of Leppänen, who is going to be moving into round 7, as well as Moya. They're only about a second apart. Hollis a second behind them, so the race is on, trying to find one of those top 5 positions. 6th and 7th will move to the last chance qualifier. Aside from that, your season is done. Everything on the line here as we get near 2 minutes in. Katrin Davidsdottir closing out and round number 8.
Katrin in that top left moving so fast on her bar-facing burpees, making it look like this is either all staying very low to the ground, because that's going to be quicker to get in and out of that burpee.
Nearing the end of this one.
Stepping over.
Yeah, it's towing the line there. We'll have to see how this plays out, but Davidsdottir continuing to hold the lead here as we work through this, and she's on to her final 3 bar-facing burpees. Trying to hold off Leppänen, Hollis, Moya, Tal, and Briggs, and she will at 2:31.
Wow.
Emilia Leppänen just ahead of Hollis and Moya. Oh, the bar rolling away from Leppänen. That might add a little bit of time as she tries to beat Moya and hang on to every position. She will. 2:43 for Emilia Leppänen, 2:45 for Oihana Moya. Next finisher is going to be a tie between Emma Tal and Sam Briggs at 2:50, 2:51 for Evie Hollis. I have no idea how this is going to play out for those qualifying spots to the games, but the heat winner unofficially, Katrin Davidsdottir, 2:31.
Emma Tal and Sam Briggs held on to the final 2 qualifying spots going into Grettel, but they were just 12 and 6 points respectively ahead of Finland's Emilia Leppänen. The margins were razor thin throughout, but Leppänen, who would hold serve staying low to the bar during her burpees and finishing ahead of the pack, then the attention turned to Tal and Briggs, but Briggs had to chase her bar rolling away from her during the odd rounds, but still caught up to Tal and both finished at the exact same time.
Briggs and Tal tie for 6th. Katrin Davidsdottir, whose original time of 2:31, that got adjusted to 2:53. She got hit with a major penalty for not meeting the movement standards on some of her clean and jerks and her burpees. Emilia Leppänen, she finishes in 2nd. She gets 96 points, and that proved to be a big problem for Samantha Briggs, as Briggs goes from 5th down to 6th. Leppänen moves into the top 5. Samantha Briggs still alive for a spot in the last chance qualifier. Kristin Holte, she will take it by 20 points over Jacqueline Dahlstrom, and Holte going back to the games yet again, and she spoke with Derek Forrest.
Event 6 was Grettel, which was a repeat workout, clean and jerks and bar facing burpees. Obviously that one's more of a sprint event, but how did you feel about your performance in that one?
I was very happy. I did it in training. I only did 8 rounds in training. So I imagined it was only 8 rounds this time too, and just added 2 more. But I started out way faster, so I felt it after round 4. It was like, oh wow, it's 6 more rounds. But I love the burpees, so it's only 3 clean jerks, and then you got to do burpees and 10 rounds. So that's fun.
Congratulations to Kristin Holte. It's tough to see Samantha Briggs on the outside looking in. She does have another chance in the last chance qualifier, and regardless how that goes, regardless how it goes from here on out, really, she is one of the greatest of all time. Nothing left to prove for her.
Definitely. And they say age is just a number, but at 45 years old, I can say that's not true, especially in the realm of CrossFit. And so at 39 years old, for Samantha Briggs to kind of be in the hunt with all of these other women, you really just have to give her a nod. Like you said, Sean, she has qualified for the last chance qualifier. She's also qualified already as a master to go to the games this year. So no matter what, we know we will see Samantha Briggs at the games this year.
That is going to do it for our coverage for the individuals for the German CrossFit Throwdown. We'll also have team coverage from the semifinal. You'll also want to keep checking into the CrossFit Games YouTube channel and Facebook page for the coverage that we have of the other two virtual semifinal events going on this weekend, the Brazil CrossFit Championship and the CrossFit Lowlands Throwdown. Be sure to check those out. For Andy Sakamoto, I'm Sean Woodland. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll talk to you next time.